Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. I went deer hunting this week. Got me a deer. Not a big deer. You can call it a meat deer. You can call it putting meat in the freezer. It was a small buck, mule deer. Had a great time. Went out with my buddies. There were 6 of us in camp. 2 married couples and the 2 hangers-on, me and my buddy John. We had a great time. Flew in. Look, you know me. I like things that turn money into noise, right? So guns, UTVs, 4-wheel drives, and airplanes. So we flew into the Frank Church Wilderness area in Idaho and took several plane loads in. Took like a week to get everything in there, just kind of parsing it in, taking in firewood, doing the whole thing. Had a wall tent. We all had our individual tents. We had a great time. And I was trying to figure out what rifle to use. I had intended to use my old Remington 700 left-handed and 257 Roberts. And then just before we were going to go, I had a thing happen with the trigger. And, the Remington 700 trigger is infamous for having a problem where you could possibly have the safety on, pull the trigger hard, and then with your finger not on the trigger, push the safety off, and it goes click or bang if you've got a live round in there. Happened to me when I was dry firing, so I put that rifle away and got an order into Timney to replace that trigger. So what did I do? Well, I stayed with the 257 Roberts. I really like that little caliber. It just does what it's supposed to do. But I took a Ruger number 1 out, single shot. Delightful little rifle, little short thing. Shoots really well, carries nicely. It is a single shot. It's a falling block, if you don't know. You throw the lever down, you move the lever down, and the breech block descends. It drops down, and now you're quite literally looking right through the barrel. You can look from the back end and see right through. And you just take a single round, you slide it forward, and then pull the lever up, and the breech block rises and closes, and you're ready to go. Should be good, right? Should be simple. Well, it is simple. Well, unless you have an idiot operating the rifle. That would be yours truly. So we get on this deer, and I carry the gun unloaded. Okay, I do not carry it around in the chamber when I'm out walking around on these hills. You can slip, you can fall, stuff can happen. And it's highly unlikely you're going to have a snapshot. But even if you do, in this area, you're kind of in the wide open areas. It doesn't take very long to get around in the chamber if you needed to. So anyway, I'm carrying a rifle that's unloaded. Now I have one of those, they call it a butt cuff. It's basically a holder on the stock of the gun that holds a number of rounds. I have 6 rounds on the 257 Roberts. So we see this buck. He's not a big buck, but he's just up the hill from us a little bit, maybe 100 yards. And so while I'm watching him, I'm really intently watching this buck. And I'm looking up the hill, and I've got the muzzle elevated. You're anticipating. Don't go there ahead of me, okay? I've got the muzzle elevated. And so I lower the lever. The breech block drops down. Reach and grab around. I slide it up into the barrel, and I close the lever. And then very faintly, somewhere in my subconscious, I hear something. And it's like this. I know what it sounds like, but it's not registering because I'm concentrating so hard on this deer. And then he goes over the ridge. Oh, okay. Well, I'll leave the round in the chamber. Okay. So I got the safety on. So we're slipping along. My buddy Mike's with me. And we get over the next little ridge, and there he is. He's about 100, 125 yards. And so I grab Mike's walking sticks he has. I use them as shooting sticks. I cross them, kneel down. I'm on the deer, and Mike whistles. The deer stops moving. The buck stops moving. Crosshairs are right on him. Press it. I got the safety off. I press the trigger. It's going. And just I'm waiting for the thing to go bang. And it goes click. And it's really weird how it all happened in my head. The instant it went click, I processed the sound that I heard before. And it was the sound of a live round sliding back out of this elevated barrel and hitting the ground. But I didn't put it all together. So I'd been carrying an unloaded gun. So, but I instantly, I just pulled out another round from this carrier on the stock, flip down the lever, slide it in, make sure it's in, flip the lever up. Now the deer's moved to, I don't know, 150 yards, still nothing really, very much uphill. Still on the sticks. So, all right, I'm ready. Mike whistles once more time. He stops, press the trigger, and he went over backwards and came down on his back and slid down the hill, shooting a 110 grain Osler AccuBond at 3,000 feet per second. Not surprisingly, in the process of the click bang thing, I did not do what I normally would have done, which is hold a little bit low. Pretty good elevation up, which means your bullet's going to strike high. 150 yards, and I'm sighted 3 inches high at 100 yards, so probably pushing close to 4 inches high. So you add the 4 inches to a little bit of elevation. So it hit high, right behind the shoulder, slid right underneath the spine, did not tear up the back straps or the tenderloin, thank goodness, and was enough shot and full penetration right through. Weird, I mean, didn't get guts, didn't get anything, but I mean, he was just stoned when we got up there. He was dead as he could be. And fortunately, since he was uphill, we could just slide him back down the hill till we got to a level place where we could do the dressing. So that was great. Then I spent a couple of days getting him ready. I did the butchering, cut him up, got him in the vacuum seal packages, and as we say, Bambi is now in the freezer. But that is a story of my click bang. I don't know if you've ever had anything like that happen or something weird happen on a hunt.